Well, hello everyone, welcome. We're live and direct. We're lockdown live actually because it's all gone west here. It probably has where you are as well. And we are under the strictest lockdown yet. So we are actually, it's a long story, but basically there's no studio today. But hopefully you can hear and see me okay. And that's what counts because it's 2021 and as usual, it's Thursday. That means Q&A live with me, Phil, here in the Digital DJ Tips lockdown spare bedroom. But hey, that's the way it goes. I'm sure I don't need to tell you anymore. You understand completely what's going on. So welcome to 2021, and it's going to be a great year. I promise you that. Yes, we've had a dodgy lead up to it, and we're not out of the woods yet, but it's going to be a good one. And there's lots and lots of reasons why as DJs we should be looking forward to 2021. So to start with, let's just get a few good vibes into the room. Herb and Warfare says Rain 1. I wouldn't know what you're talking about there, Herb and Warfare. Avinav, hello to you. Hello to Darren. Hello to Faye, checking that we're live in the next room. If we can be live in the next room, we can be live halfway around the world. And that's what counts. Hi, Tiffany. Good to see you. Hi, Dave and Mike and DJ Accurate, who says Happy New Year, Phil. Happy New Year to you too. Hi to Chris and Dave and to Stuart. Says good morning for Phil from Stuart in T. Always good to have you here, Stuart. We're stuck in our holiday home. Yes, if you want the full story. We don't want to go back to where we live and work, which is Gibraltar, because Gibraltar is on a complete 100% total lockdown. Now, that's going to happen here where we are across the border in Spain, probably tomorrow. But right now we can leave the house and do stuff. So we're not rushing to get back to Gibraltar, but we will be having to go back there soon enough. So yeah, we're in the holiday home at the moment. So Dwelt Music Official just says, let's go. Indeed, let's go. It's going to be a good one this year. I feel it. DJ D says, greetings from Australia. Hopefully no internet dropouts. No, we have the same issues in this house that we have all over the place with internet, the internet dropping out and stuff, but hopefully we'll be okay today. I'm just going to put my trust in God on that one. Happy New Year, says Tiffany. Darren says, I feel I've had to have my Prime Go sent back to Denon. Issues with the microphone. Issues with your Prime Go microphone. Right, well, that is probably just an issue with your one because I've been using the Prime Go for several months now with the microphone and it's all been all right. So hopefully they'll send you one that works. Okay, hello to Mike. It's always good to have you on the broadcast, Mike. DJ99 says, man, haven't seen you all year. Indeed. Hello to Luke in Canada. Remember, this is about questions, people. It's so lovely to have so many of you on here. You know, it warms my heart to see so many of you live. But this is about your questions. So while I could sit here and wish everyone a happy new year forever, let's try and get some stuff out there which can help all of us. So hello to Jesse, who's in Tampa, to Rob. Hello to Damien, who says, tell you what, Damien, talking about lockdown, I'm sure. How is it where you are, folks? I know over in the United Kingdom they're on a full countrywide lockdown now. No schools open. Where we live in Gibraltar, no schools open. Full countrywide lockdown. Here in the south of Spain, depends where you are, but it's getting worse literally by the day. So how is it where you are? Share the bad news. Any new gear news, says Chris. Yes, we have. And I know there's a big gear announcement coming next week. You have to keep your eyes on Digital DJ Tips for that one. We're busy getting ready for it right now. So hello to Damien in New York City. Hello to Miroslav in Croatia. Good afternoon, says Eric. It's good afternoon here. It's actually 5 p.m. here in Central European time. But of course, it's midday over there in Eastern and 9 a.m. I believe in Pacific time. So hello to Alexander in America. So someone on Facebook is loving the Laid Back Luke creative DJing course. That's really cool. I'm glad you are. It's done very, very well over Christmas and New Year, the Laid Back Luke course. So hi to Brandon. Welcome back, says someone on our Facebook group. We're on Facebook, on Digital DJ Network. We're on our Facebook page. We're on Twitch, we're on Mixcloud, so we're all over the place today. So wherever you're watching us, I can get all your comments live apart from Mixcloud, unfortunately, because it doesn't feed through to our comment system here as of yet. But hopefully that'll happen soon. Hi to Bryn in South Africa and Christian. Look, we only do this once a year, so let's say Happy New Year to as many of you as we can. Hello to Nick. It's apparently a lockdown in Alberta, Canada. Wondering what to use for radio. What to use for radio? What do you mean by that? Let me know a bit more and I'll try and help you. Lots of you asking about controllers and gear coming this year. One of the things I think we are going to see this year is a new update to the all-in-one controllers from Pioneer DJ. By the way, where are my manners? If you're new to this, welcome. We're Digital DJ Tips. We're the leading online DJ school. So wherever you stumbled across this, I'm Phil Morse. I'm the CEO of Digital DJ Tips, also one of the course tutors alongside Steve and Joey and James Hype and Layback Luke and all the other people who help us with our courses. We're at digitaldjtips.com, we're the people behind the Rock the Dance Floor book, but you're probably watching this on social media, and we do this every Thursday at this time, just a live open house Q&A. So that's what you're watching. Sorry, I forgot my manners there. What are your thoughts, says Dwelt Music Official, on the DDJ-RR? So the DDJ-RR is a controller from Pioneer DJ, or rather it's a DJ system from Pioneer DJ. So the DDJ-RR is interesting because it's one of those DJ systems that doesn't require you to have a laptop. So you can DJ on this thing directly without needing to plug a laptop into it, which is very useful when you are not wanting to take your laptop with you. You know, that's the point of this kind of controller, is that you don't have to take your laptop with you if you don't want, and it'll just work. So that's kind of like the idea of the DDJ-RR. Yeah, we think it's a great little device. It's the beginner, or rather the entry level model out of the Pioneer DDJ range. So that means it is the XDJ. I think you mean the XDJR. Sorry, I'm completely confused now. I've confused myself. I was thinking about the XDJRR, and of course you're asking about the DDJRR. Right, okay, so back to, we'll reset and we'll start again. This is the DDJRR, which I'm showing you on the screen now. Now this is actually an interesting controller if you can still get one, because for around the same money that you would spend on the Pioneer DDJ FLX6 or Flex 6, you can get one of these. Now these, I don't think they even make these anymore, but they're still out there. And I think for that money, about $600, this is a far, far superior controller. It's got far more features on it, far more inputs and outputs. It's a much more professional device. So if you can still get one of these and you want to DJ with the record box, go for it, is my advice. It's a really good controller. It was basically based on the DDJ SR, which was the 2-channel Serato controller that they just kind of ported over to rekordbox, but still very current, still very good, and I would thoroughly recommend this one. So sorry, I got a bit confused there about what you were asking. So yeah, good controller is the answer to that one. Okay, so I hope that helped, Dwelt. Tiffany says, do you know if there's any good small sample pad that you can buy or that you can recommend for the Denon Prime 4? So you want to drop samples in with the Denon Prime 4. In all honesty, what I would do, Tiffany, is get my samples and put them all, use Audacity or something to put them all in one track, 8 of them in a track, and load it onto deck 3 or deck 4 and just use the pads to trigger them. Put cue points on the samples and use the pads to trigger them. I wouldn't go for any external hardware to do that, because it's just as easy to set up sample tracks that have got 8 tracks that you make yourself. That's what I would do, Tiffany. But if anyone wants to help Tiffany out on that, if you've got any idea about standalone samplers that you think would work, then Tiffany is on YouTube and you can help Tiffany out in the comments down there on YouTube. Hello to Mike in the UK, says let's hope that 2021 gets a little bit more sane soon. I think we haven't started off in a particularly sane way, have we? But you can live in hope. We can all live in hope, indeed. Hello to Amar in Nuremberg. Hello to Jai Panade in France. Good to see so many of our regulars back here. I've missed you guys. Dave says, what's Phil's tech prediction for 2021? What are we likely to see? So I kind of got started on that, didn't I? I think what we're going to see is, well, we actually published an article on this over on Digital DJ Tips. So if you really are interested in tech predictions for 2021, we published something called Gigs, Gear and Vaccinations. Sounds a bit like the Happy Mondays album title, Pills, Thrills and Belly Aches, doesn't it? This is Gear, Gigs and Vaccinations. What 2021 holds for the DJ world. And I gave you 7 predictions here. So some of them were that Pioneer will release next generation all-in-one DJ gear. So that's what I was talking about a minute ago. Because I think what's going to happen is you're going to find Pioneer DJ using the same technology that they've included in the CDJ 3000s, which are their update to the CDJ 2000s. And that will trickle down into standalone all-in-one DJ gear. Now, although the CDJ 3000s don't look like a massive leap forward from the CDJ 2000s, they are. And the reason they are is they've got laptops inside them. They've got a computer inside them, basically. That screen and the power inside is streets ahead of the CDJ 2000. It doesn't do an awful lot more yet, apart from the fact it's a lot quicker and the screen's smoother and brighter and bigger, but the power is inside. And so I think you're going to see all-in-one standalone systems with the same setup inside, starting to push the features out. And I actually think they'll test new features on standalone DJs, on DJs who are happy to use that kind of gear. And when they work really well, they'll trickle them up to the Pioneer media players for pro DJ booths, because pro DJs are a really conservative lot. They don't want lots of change. And so Pioneers had to be very, very careful with the CDJ 3000s not to alienate CDJ 2000 DJs. So that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the features slowly trickling up to the CDJ 3000s. The technology will trickle down, but the features will trickle up. So I think we're going to see some really interesting all-in-one gear from Pioneer DJ. So that was in 2021. So that was the first thing. So gear-wise, let's look at some other predictions that I have here. Engine DJ software will start to appear in hardware other than Denon DJ. So let's go with that as a second one. This is interesting because if you were to go to the internet and type in enginedj.com, you will see that the Engine software, which used to be kind of Denon DJ software, didn't it? It's taking a long time to load here because I'm talking to you. But you'll see that the Engine software now has its own DJ page. Here it is, Engine DJ, the world's premier DJ software suite. So this is interesting because this has been separated now. You don't see the word Denon anywhere here. And so I think what we're going to see is this Engine software. So this is the Engine Prime software for your computer and the Engine OS for DJ systems starting to appear. Oh, you couldn't see that, I don't think. Let me just show it to you now. There we go. So this is enginedj.com, and this is separated from Denon. That's what I was telling you. So I think we're going to see Engine software starting to appear in other brands of hardware. Now, if you think about the company that owns Engine and that owns Denon and that owns Rain and that owns Newmark, I think Newmark is the one we'll see. It's all under the umbrella of InMusic. So I strongly think we'll see some Newmark controllers or some Newmark DJ systems coming soon that you don't need a laptop for. They'll be a lot cheaper than the Denon ones. So that's my second tech prediction. You're going to see great standalone stuff from Pioneer, but also you're going to see trickle down stuff from Denon going to the other brands, the cheaper brands, and Newmark's the obvious one. So can't wait to see that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. So thanks for that question, Dave. How do you do your music in quarantine? Simple. Live streams. Live streams have been the savior of quarantine DJs. Everyone who has discovered live streaming has found it a revelation in these strange times. It's totally changed my DJing because as a DJ tutor and someone who DJed for 20 years before I was a DJ tutor, I didn't really get a chance to DJ very much outside of my job. You know, I wasn't playing many clubs, I wasn't playing many gigs until 2020 when suddenly no one was playing any gigs. And then I thought, you know, people are getting on board live streaming. We ought to teach this. And of course, we got our Live Streaming Made Easy course that came out last year. But in order to teach it, we had to start doing it. We've been doing live streams like this and the studio stuff for years. But we had to teach music live streaming. So Steve, Joey and myself all got into doing it, and Ben now as well. And we got a course out of it, but we found we loved it. And in fact, it's something that we do now just kind of for fun and have carried on doing just for our own personal satisfaction, down to the point where now I've done like 20 odd live streams, 24 I think at last count, and I will continue to do so. In fact, I was just over Christmas, I've been setting up a website where all my live streams that have happened are listed, and you can go back and listen to them, and been thoroughly enjoying it. Here's my live stream website that I'm showing you now, and who knows where it'll lead, but I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of fun. So in short answer to your question, where's the music gone? It's gone online and it's gone into live streaming, and if you haven't had a go at live streaming yet, please do. It's a great creative outlet while we've got no gigs. How do you become a traveling DJ, says Alexander. You wait till COVID's over. Come and ask at the end of COVID, Alexander, seriously. Trying to travel anywhere at the moment is fraught with danger, right? Dan says, what headphones do you recommend as an upgrade to Beats by Dre? They're no longer cutting the mustard as they're not DJ headphones. So the headphones that I love are Sennheiser HD25s. You simply can't go wrong with Sennheiser HD25s. The headphones from III, and that's spelled AI, all one word, are really good. If you've got Pioneer gear, any of the Pioneer headphones work fine. So there's a few recommendations for you there. Someone on Facebook says, feature-wise, Phil, can a laptop and a DJ 400 perform to the same standards as the Denon Prime gear? So as far as the software features go, no. although the Denon Prime gear is pretty close. It hasn't got a sampler, that's the big thing. As far as the hardware features go, Denon Prime is already way out in front. It's professional gear, whereas the DDJ400 is a consumer controller. No non-laptop DJ gear will ever have all the functions of laptop software, because laptop software can bring new functions out quicker than they can build them into hardware. So you will always find that laptop software is ahead. Whether it is ahead enough for you to want to DJ with a laptop is your choice. But you'll never find hardware overtaking software, because software can innovate quicker. So I hope that helps. Hello to Brandon in Sarawak State in Malaysia. From the 312 says, Phil, what's the best way to tell what beat a song drops on? The best practice to get it right every time. The beat a song drops on is where things arrive or leave in the mix, where bass lines, kick drums, melodies, vocals arrive or leave in the mix. That is where stuff, the one beat, is located. And even if one or two of the elements breaks that rule, like the vocal might come in a bit early or a bit late, there is still a grid, there is still a solid grid underneath all tracks that follows that formula. And that grid is every 16 or 32 beats, or to put it another way, every 4 or 8 bars, because music, the kind of music we DJ with, has got 4 beat bars of music. So therefore, every 4 bars or every 8 bars or every 16 or 32 beats, something changes. And once you can locate one of those, then it will be generally uniform throughout the whole track. When you've located them, just drop a cue point on it. Drop a cue point on the in point and the out point of your tracks, and then you know that when you hit that cue point, that's a beat that you can mix out on. So obviously this is standard teaching that we do at the beginning of all of our courses. It's counting and timing is probably the first lesson when you get onto. You see, we teach DJing in 5 areas, which is gear, the stuff that you need to know, the geeky stuff, you know, leads, wires, impedance, volume, leveling, what plugs into where, what a mixer is, that's gear. Then we've got music. So music is how to find, how to organize, how to prepare your music. Then we have techniques, and techniques is how to do it, how to actually do the stuff that DJs do. And the first thing we teach in techniques is counting and timing in all our courses. So this is counting and timing 101 stuff, right? But it's where things come and leave. By the way, the other 2 are playing out, performing in other words, and promoting yourself, getting the gigs so you can play out. And they're the 5 areas of DJing that we teach. So the best way to tell the beat a song drops on is by looking for stuff arriving and leaving from the 312. I hope that helped you. Yeah, George is confirming full lockdown in the UK as well. Same in Wales. It's pretty much all over the place, isn't it? Hello to Stefano in Italy. New York City is still okay, 90% normal. So prayers to my UK and European family, says DJ Mike. So I'm glad it's okay there in New York. It's literally going a near vertical climb of cases here at the moment. It's gone pretty on top here. What is the best video output on OBS? So for those that don't understand what Harry is talking about here, if you want to live stream, you need to have a program to live stream from. Now, that's not strictly true, but generally you do. So generally you have a laptop. I'm talking to you on a laptop here now. And on that laptop is a program. And that program will take the cameras. I'm just using the laptop camera here because I'm not in the studio because we're on lockdown. And you have audio. And again, I'm using the laptop microphone, but you could have a separate mic and you could have separate cameras. They're all plugged into the laptop. And it takes those things and any screencasts that you're using. So for instance, I've been using my screen here. There's my screen, which I can show you. And it takes all those things and it puts them into one broadcast, and then it does a few other things. It compresses it and it sends it out to the internet so that it can be seen. And so OBS is a piece of software that does that. And so the question that was being asked there was, what is the best screen resolution? So it depends upon the power of your computer and the speed of up internet you have. Not down internet. Down internet's nothing. It's up internet. And if your computer's powerful enough and you've got a wide enough, fast enough uplink to the internet, then 1080 is great. You don't really want to go any higher than 1080 because really no one's going to watch you in higher than 1080. If not, 720 is fine. I'm talking to you on 720 now, and frankly, it's the quality of the camera that's letting this down, not the fact that I'm streaming to you on 720. And 720 you can stream fine over like 5 megabits up speed. or even less, sometimes 2 megabits up speed. So basically set your software to 720 and you'll be fine, or 1080 if you've got really fast. Basically test it, and if it hangs up, you can take it down a bit. Everything is closed in Portugal till this weekend till 1 o'clock. Oh well, at least it's. Are you saying it's closing from this weekend? It's probably more likely, isn't it? So it's 8 a.m. Pacific time at the moment, apparently. So there you go, 9 hours behind us here. Yeah, that's right. Mason's just saying, I got some new DJ gear this Christmas. Of course, that's really good to hear. I guess lots and lots of you have that as well. So in South Africa, it's level 3 and the cases are growing all the time, and a stricter lockdown is coming soon. I think that's the story from most places. Lockdown in Dublin. Hi, Paula. Happy New Year to you too. So Nick says, this is a very welcome distraction from the insanity in the States today. You know, these live streams have proved a welcome distraction for everyone, haven't they? And that's what we didn't realise, how much you guys and girls just love being able to talk DJing and block out the outside world, because it ain't getting any saner out there, is it? So we'll continue to do it all 2021 for you, we promise you that. Hello Cynthia, always good to have you here. Valerie, Pioneer DDJ SB3 or Next Level Up? Does it matter? What's the advantage of having more than 2 sliders? Right, let's cover this quickly, Valerie. If you are just starting out in DJing, then the beginner DJ controllers like the Pioneer DDJ SB3, the Pioneer DDJ 400, they are for Serato in the case of the SB3, and Recordbox in the case of the DDJ 400, or for instance the Numark Mixtrack Pro or Mixtrack Platinum Pro FX, those Mixtrack controllers which are Serato, or the Traktor Control S2 for Traktor. Any of those kind of controllers up to about the $300 mark are all you need, and you don't need to look any further than that, because as a new DJ it's going to take you months if not years to get to the point where you outgrow a controller like that, and until you get to that point you don't really know what you need next. So for all those reasons, and the fact that you're probably going to keep that beginner controller as your backup controller when you do spend $1,000 or more on your next controller or your next DJ system, for all those reasons, I don't ever recommend new DJs get anything more fancy than that. So when you say, do you need more than 2 sliders? What you really mean is, do I need more than 2 channels? And this is because DJ software tends to have 4 channels, which means you can have 4 things playing at once. But a lot of DJ controllers only have 2 sliders, as you put it. Now, the difference is that some DJ controllers will let you control all 4 channels of the software, even though they've got only two platters and only 2 sliders, because they layer them, so each one can control 2. But that starts to get complicated. My advice is it doesn't really matter, because really 2 channels is enough for anyone. And it's, again, a decision you'll make in a year's time or 18 months time if you want to move up to a 4-deck controller. The main reason to have 4 channels is because you can plug other stuff in. You can plug record decks and CDs and samplers in and have this kind of bigger setup. And again, none of that need trouble you at the beginning of your DJ career. So to cut a long explanation short, Valerie, a DDJ SB3 would be a marvelous controller to get started on. Hello to Louis in Botswana. Hello to Michael, who says it's 33 degrees in Pittsburgh, and of course you mean Fahrenheit, not centigrade, so nice and cold there. First live chat. Well, it's good to have you here, Michael. Learning on my Denon Prime Go. I'm going to be doing a live stream on Sunday, half an hour from now. So if you look at your watch now and look at whatever half an hour is, the top of the hour, join me on Sunday. Whether we're going to be live from here in Spain, or whether we'll have run over the border and be locked down in our apartment in Gibraltar, I don't know yet. But wherever we are, I'm going to be live streaming, doing a music live stream on the Prime Go. So come and join me for that. It's time Reloop made a new 4-channel controller. Well, we know they've got new 2-channel stuff out there, but yet we have no info about a new 4-channel controller from those guys. Damien, simple question. Where to get different coloured knobs for Pioneer DDJ SX3 and other equipment? And it's a simple answer. Head over to our friends at DJ Tech Tools and get some of their chroma caps, and they sell that stuff. Loads of you getting the new Denon gear for Christmas. DJ D-Max got the Prime 4, so good to hear that I've got that, and I hope you're enjoying it. Any advice on how to avoid flash from lights when doing a live set? How to avoid flash from lights? Not sure what you mean there, David. Maybe just give us a little bit more info on that and we'll try and help you. Hi, Chris in Manchester, England. No surprise to hear that you're in lockdown as well. I'd like to see Pioneer introduce their version of the Prime gear. Yeah, we've been talking about that already, haven't we? We think that's coming this year. I'm going to try and do a live set soon. I'll share. Here we go, 2021, says Dave. Yes, try and do that. It would be good to see you have a go at that, Dave. So do let us know when you do. Do you know the status on the 1.6 Prime 4 and Prime series? So this is a Den and DJ software update. You can get the public beta of it, or beta, now, but I don't know when it's going to go live. So no, haven't heard anything about that. Sergio says, I've just seen a picture of a Rain motorized 2-channel controller on the Rain DJ Facebook group. Do you know or have you heard anything about it? Cannot possibly say, Sergio, but watch this space for any new controller news and updates. Andrew says, hi all, at what point does a DJ go from a party or club DJ to a battle DJ? Too many DJs seem to take performance battle styles too far in a normal DJ setting like a wedding or house party. Look, there is so much you can do on DJ gear. You can scratch turntablism. You can do all the button stuff, triggering loops and finger drumming and stuff. You can do the kind of performances you see people like Carlo Attendido and our friends over at Crossfader do online, where they do a 4-minute demo where they play 30 tracks. This stuff is awesome. But there's a time and a place, right? And if you're playing in a wedding or an event or a club where people want to lose themselves in the music and go on a journey or remember good times, have a bit of nostalgia, catch up with their friends, it is often not the place for that kind of stuff. And the real trick of a DJ is not to say what tricks can I do now, but what is needed now to make this experience better for the people in front of me. And that's really where mixing and music selection come together. And music selection is probably 90% of that. The mixing, the tricks is at best the 10% on top. And really the greatest DJs know that, and the greatest DJs will use all the skills in the book when they have to, and will get the hell back and just let the music do the talking when they don't. And by the way, I include microphone in those skills. Great DJs know how to use a microphone properly. So I think the answer to your question, Andrew, is that you don't go from being a club or party DJ to being a battle DJ. It's when to do those two things. Now, of course, there are DJs whose only thing is to come up with DJ routines and win competitions. But those DJs are not typically playing events and weddings and so on. One DJ who I think is really, really good at getting the balance right on this kind of stuff is DJ Angelo. DJ Angelo is one of those DJs who can play clubs and rock a club all night, and he also has the best skills of the best battle DJs, but he knows how to do it subtly. He knows how to, as I say, hang back when it's not needed. So I really recommend you check DJ Angelo out. We are actually working with DJ Angelo at the moment on some stuff. We've worked with him in the past in our Scratching for Controller DJs course, but that's something I recommend because Angelo is one of the few DJs that gets that balance right. He doesn't just make stuff for the internet to get views. He doesn't just do battle stuff to win competitions. He's out there playing and keeping people happy. And so when Angelo says, try this, you're getting it from a DJ who is doing it and is getting that balance right. So one of my favorite DJs is Angelo, so keep an eye out for him. So let's pull one or two more of your questions out here. So Stefano, I think you can take from what I was saying earlier that yes, the DDJ, I think you mean DDJ 400. Oh, you're talking about the CDJ 400. No, don't go for CDJs that old. They really are out of the window. But if you meant the DDJ 400, then yeah, it's still a great controller. Litmus, could you recommend a USB microphone for use at home where I don't have an XLR input and to bypass my DDJ 400? Thank you. Yes, I can. The one I recommend is from IK Multimedia. And I'm going to just try and find the exact one on the internet for you now. And when I do, I will share it with you. I'll share a picture of it with you. Yep, here we go. It's this one here. Which is in a Spanish website because we are in Spain at the moment. This is a great one. It is called the iRig Mic HD2. And you can see it's $80, €80, which is about $90 here in Spain. And this is a great little microphone that is handheld, great dynamic mic. Sounds good, but you can plug it directly via USB into a laptop or indeed into a iOS device or an Android device, and then bypass having to plug the microphone into any kind of DJ controller and stuff first. This is the one I actually use on my live streams for a long time, because my DJ controller plugged straight into the computer, as did the microphone. So that's the one I've used, and I can certainly recommend to you there. This is from Stephen, who's a lucky boy. Stephen says, I'm going to inherit quite a good bit of money. And where are the best clubbing places? Not Ibiza in the Netherlands. So look, you can't go anywhere at the moment. So I would say just hold off. Hold off. You know, there's nowhere to go. I mean, the big clubbing centre of the world, I would say, is Ibiza. But not right now, it isn't. There's nothing going on right now. Dave treated himself to a Reloop Mixtour to use on the Mac, a nifty piece of equipment. I can see myself using it as a backup. Yeah, Mixtour is it's a long, thin DJ controller that is designed for using with iOS devices and stuff. But yeah, it's a good little thing. The next one I want to read out, I'm just scanning down the list here. Let's find something that's a little bit different to what we've read out already. Happy New Year, Phil. Are my prizes in the post? Right, this is a good thing. I'm glad you said that, because I want to remind everyone that you can still literally, I think it's closing tomorrow, you can still enter our digital DJ tips census and prize draw. You have to go there, djtips.co/win. And when you go there, you will go to the Digital DJ Tips Global DJ Census 2020. Now, we've had about 35,000 people enter this year, but this is the last day of it. We'll ask you, it takes about 10 minutes. We'll ask you questions about your DJing, your dreams, your hopes, your gear, your music, what you're into, and so on. And we assemble this into a report that we put every year out to the whole industry, and we share on Digital DJ Tips. Basically, your chance to have your say about the DJ world, especially in a year like this, a year like no other. It's a great time to let us know how it's been for you, and to thank you for entering that, or thank you for completing that. You can enter the prize draw, and we've got $35,000 worth of prizes to give away. So 35,000 people have entered it so far, and we've got $35,000 worth of prizes, and they are very, very impressive. So, for instance, we have got. In fact, if you go to the Digital DJ Tips website as well, scroll down on the website and click on this 2021 Global DJ Census, you can get there as well from there. And you can see this top prize is an absolute crazy prize. It is a $7,000 worth of Pioneer gear, 2 CDJ 3000s and the DJ M900 Nexus 2 mixer. So it's an absolutely awesome first prize, but it gets better because everyone has given stuff. We've got Denon gear, Rain gear, Allen and Heath gear, Newmark gear, Reloop gear. Literally everyone who's anyone in the business has donated. All the big software companies, accessory companies. It's a really awesome set of prizes, and you could win one of them. Far more likely to win something there than on the lottery. So come and give us 10 minutes of your time. We would love to have you involved in that. But don't enter more than once. We know, people. We know. Your prizes aren't quite in the post yet because it hasn't closed yet, but not for much longer. We will be letting people know who won very soon. Hi to Alex in Scarborough. I bet it's cold there today, Alex, but good to have you here. It's time for Serato to get the remix features that are on Virtual DJ. So, of course, what you're talking about here is stems, right? So you can solo or mute the vocals and the drums and the instruments and so on. We haven't got any news of this coming to any other software apart from Virtual DJ and Algorithms DJ Pro yet, but I'm sure it will come. The next thing I want to read out is a goal share. This is awesome. From someone on Facebook, says, my 2021 goals are to get on the case with music production. Me too. And to use this to become a future festival DJ. Can I do all this from home, Phil, and cut out local gigs? Right, so yes, you can. So a lot of DJs have done this. They've had a hit, if you like, had a track that gets picked up and it blows up big on Beatport, and then they go straight to touring. Now, you do miss out on learning to keep a crowd happy week in and week out that way. DJs who have come through and have become residents, and then from being a resident gone on to get bigger gigs and then had their own productions and then made that step up, have said that it's a lot easier to fall back on that knowledge from DJing. But it is also possible to get your productions out there and bypass having to play locally. And this person on Facebook says, my local scene doesn't interest me. So look, the point is, it's not easy to just have a great track that you've made and suddenly it blows up and everyone wants to book you. So if you want to do that, our Dance Music Formula course is a great way to learn how to do that, how to make tracks, how to get them out there, how to promote them. But look, temper your enthusiasm and just know that you need to make about 100 tracks before you're likely to get any success. So you're going to have to go at it pretty hard for a couple of years to get close to that happening for you. There's no such thing as an easy way to doing this, but it is possible. And lots of DJs do it. So yes, in answer to your question, there is a route to this. The next thing I want to read out is Papa D's in Florida, in Miami, says we've been shut down yet again. Yep, it's just happening everywhere. There's new vaccines and new strains, and will it ever go away? Who knows? Would you recommend using the RB-DMX1 in addition to the DDJ-1000? So this is to control your lighting. Yes, but temper what you expect from it because it's still quite limited. This is Pioneer's standalone lighting box that lets you control lighting as well as music from Pioneer stuff, but it is still a bit limited. Stephen says, even though the CDJs are the club standard, but I use the old DDJ 1000 and I love to use the pad modes it has. It's sad that you can't use keyboard mode, etc. on the CDJs. Yeah, you know, I think this stuff is going to come because the CDJs now have got the capability to do it. I think Pioneer is going to introduce it gradually for the reasons we've talked about, which is basically to stay to not scare to not scare pro DJs who are used to using CDJ 2000s, which are a bit limited, right? Let's be honest. So it's a strange one. The technology's there, but they don't want to scare their user base. What's the best sub £300 speaker for bedroom DJs with strong clear bass? We have got the M Audio new speakers in at the moment to test, but we haven't tested them yet. So best sub 300 speakers. Probably get a pair of the small KRKs for under 300, right? They're very, very good. Have a look at those. If anyone else has got any recommendations, Dean is on Facebook. You go and give Dean a reply to his comment there. Have you encountered any latency issues with the DDJ 400? It's always the laptop that causes latency, never the controller. So you're going to have to just work on that PC to fix that DJ upstairs. Nothing to do with the controller. It's always to do with the software. Let's just scroll down here and find one or two more. This is for Stephen, who says, from Stephen, I just jumped into the Layback Loop course today, and guess what? This popped up on my phone. Coincidence. The course looks good so far, and I got Ableton Live on the student pricing. Yay. Yeah, we've got big discount on Ableton Live if you buy one of our production courses, which is either the Layback Loop production course or Joey's production course, Dance Music Formula. So just bear that in mind. Can we get a certificate when we pass your courses? No, we don't give out certificates for courses. You know, that's old school teaching. We want you to be able to do it. We want you to be able to do the thing. So generally we don't have certificates for our courses because we haven't put you through a test. So how do we know if you followed the course? What we do is guarantee that you'll be able to do the thing it says on the cover if you follow everything. And if you don't, we'll give you every penny of your money back. That's why we give you a year to take the course. So so that's the way we roll here. Are memory cues important for DJing? I mean, not the hot cues, the memory cues. Right, so for those of you that don't know what memory cues are, in Pioneer gear, you get two choices of cues, memory cues and hot cues. Certainly with Rekordbox you do. Memory cues are designed to let you mark certain parts of the track that you always want to come back to, but that's it. Whereas hot cues you can use for finger drumming and stuff and have them on the pads and all that kind of thing. So memory cues are more for just jumping to very big parts of the track. You can't just press a memory cue and it starts playing. You press a memory cue and it will stop and wait. And generally you cycle through the memory cues forward and back. They're legacy basically. They're old stuff. They used to be the only kind of cues you had. And now you've got both. So do you need to use both? Absolutely not. Are they important for DJing? No, but some DJs still like them. So give them a go, and if you like them, use them. James Hype, for instance, uses both. So give them a go. Silver Dusan says, your Balcony Beats 21 set was amazing. I loved it. Well, thank you very much for that. I do have a lot of fun presenting Balcony Beats. It was so cold, by the way. So my Balcony Beats sets tend to be outdoor. In fact, they're all outdoors. I try and find a great view behind me, like a balcony. They started in lockdown. So even now we're on ground level here. I try and go out the back and get the view of the mountains and stuff from here. But it was freezing. I lit a big fire behind me. I was still cold. So God knows what it's going to be like this Sunday, because it's pouring with rain here at the moment. But I keep my fingers crossed. So thank you for that. You can catch up with those on YouTube and on... where else can you catch up with them? You can catch up with the audio on Mixcloud. You go to mixcloud.com/Phil Morse. And if you do that, actually, if you just want mixes to hear, if you want to hear me doing some DJing, because guess what? I do DJ. If you just want to hear me doing some DJing, you can head over to my personal Mixcloud at mixcloud.com/Phil Morse. And when you get there, you will find this page. And on this page, you'll see all my mixes, old and new. So I've got stuff that's from clubs years ago. I'm starting to digitize that now, so you can see there's a load of mixes from 20 odd years ago here. But also you'll get recordings of the Balcony Beats mixes. So for instance, this is the Balcony Beats mix I did last week, the week before last. And you can just listen to these on there. They're all hour-long mixes. I would never upload anything I wasn't very proud of here. So you just want some music, see if you're into my style. You don't need to be into my style to learn from me. I've taught and DJed every kind of music, but if you do, that's where to find them. Anyway, thank you for that, Silver Dusan. I appreciate your kind words. How do you sort your music, Phil? By BPM, energy level, or mood? So how do I sort my music? Well, we teach sorting music. Again, it's so I told you about the 5 areas of DJing: gear, music, techniques, playing out, and promoting yourself. The way we teach that in music. And so there's the kind of recommended way of doing it, and there's the way I do it. And they do separate. They are slightly different, because nowadays I DJ in a different way to the way I did when I was playing out a lot. And the way you choose will depend upon the way you like to DJ. But basically, the way I do it is by, one, having all the metadata correct. This means you've got your artist, your title, your BPM, your key, your energy level. Energy level is really, really important. An energy level from 1 to 5 for each track. So you can sort by these things. Genre is really important. Year of release, and also the date added to your collection, or the date bought. These are all really important things, because you can sort by these things. So you can very quickly sort all my newest tracks. Click the year you bought, the date bought or date added to collection column. All my new releases, click the year column. All my house music, click the genre column and scroll down to house. So you can see how you can very quickly organize music in this way. But then I tend to plan sets. So the second big thing about music is planning sets. And my rule is put twice the amount of music you think you're going to need in a playlist for any given gig, whether that's a gig or a live stream or a mixtape you want to record. Twice the amount of music you're going to actually play, and put that into a playlist. And then in that playlist, you see in playlists, you can drag the order of your music around, which you cannot do in your main library. In your main library, it's always sorted by something: genre, artist, year, whatever. So once you've put a chunk of those tunes into a playlist, now you can start playing with the order. You can say, I'm probably going to want to start with these, then I'm probably going to want to move on to these, and at the end of the set, I'm probably going to want to play these. Then your music is roughly something you can DJ through. You're not going to follow it precisely. That's why you put twice the amount of music in that playlist that you're actually going to need. So you can chop and change, and if it's not working out, you can play something a bit different. But it's much easier to DJ from a playlist that's got about twice the amount of music in than you need, than it is to DJ from your whole library. But if you have that metadata right, then it's very easy to sort your library to find the kind of music to put in your playlist. So to cut a long story short, because again, this is something we teach, that's how we do it. So I hope that helps, Bosnia Streets. Let's pull another one out. So this is another thing to do if you haven't got gigs right now. Volunteer for online radio, says Carl. There are great communities out there. Cheers, Phil. You're a man with great advice. Well, you're a man with great advice. That is great advice as well, Carl. So yeah, volunteer for some stuff. Get yourself out there that way. DJ Accurate says, will DJing on Twitch continue to grow, or will it plateau or possibly slow down as things open towards the mid to end of the year? Let's answer this question in two ways. Will DJ live streaming continue to grow? Yes. Will it continue to grow on Twitch? I don't know, because Twitch is currently the big growth place for DJs, but it's also the big enemy of the music industry because they haven't got proper licensing in place for all that music. So where that's going to go, anyone's guess. Okay, people, if you've just joined us, you've missed most of this. This is the Digital DJ Tips Thursday Q&A live stream with me, Phil Morse, helping you in all your DJing woes and challenges in all 5 areas of DJing. Look, you'll be able to watch the replay on YouTube and on Facebook afterwards. One thing I would ask you though, if you're watching this, if you're stuck with us now, one of the hundreds of people who are here, please hit the share button. If I've answered a question that you asked, if I've answered a question you didn't know you wanted to know the answer to, if I've been helpful in any way, because hitting that share button is what helps us to do this. We'll push on for about another 10 minutes. I'll try and get through as many of these as I can. Someone on Facebook says, hi, it's Alan. I'm loving some of the new courses on Digital DJ Tips, especially the Laid Back Luke Creative DJing and the DJ Hype one, as well as learning new tricks from these all the time. Also still loving the Complete DJ course. Oh, thank you very much for that. And if you are completely new to us and you didn't even know we were a DJ school, if you head over to digitaldjtips.com and go to the DJ courses tab at the top, you can see all the courses that we sell down here. They're divided into complete courses, which are the big courses, the kind of more expensive ones that will teach you either DJing, which is the one on the left, scratching, production or mobile event wedding DJing. They're the complete courses. Or, to go back to the main list, are essential courses. And these are shorter, cheaper, get you something a little bit quicker, but not as complete as the complete one. So this is where you'll find our beginner DJ course, our Laid Back Luke beginner production course, and then our mixing courses. This is where you'll find James Hype and house mixing mastery, mixing power skills, Laid Back Luke's creative mixing course, open format mixing, and so on. You'll also find our software and hardware courses here, Serato, Recordbox, Tractor, and also courses around individual skills like, how to live stream, how to make a mixtape and that kind of thing. So go and have a look at the courses area of Digital DJ Tips if you haven't looked at that before. That's where you'll find, well, that's what pays for all of this, people who buy our courses. So I'm so glad to hear you're enjoying that, Alan. Hello to Dexter in the Philippines. Hello to Michael. Says, good morning, sunshine. Hello, Michael. Good to have you here as ever. Hello to Kings and Queens, Ents, family, and to Phil Harris and to Digital DJ Tips. All right, Phil, we love Phil Harris here. So here's a recommendation for speakers. I got a set of pre-Sonus Aries X5s to use alongside my PA speakers. Great sound, and I recommend them. I'll tell you a type of speaker that we've been having a lot of fun with recently, and that is the Soundbox 3. So Soundbox is a company from, I think they're Swedish, and their speaker is kind of like a cross between a Bluetooth speaker, which tend to be quite small, and a PA speaker, which tend to be huge and pretty. They haven't got many features, have they? You've got kind of like plug in and that's it. But the Soundbox speakers are kind of the best of both worlds. So this is their website, and we've got a couple of these in which we're using for our live streams at the moment. They're very, very good. They're battery powered as well as mains electricity powered. They're very, very loud, and they can be used at home. So you could use them as your main DJ practice speakers, one of them or two of them at home. Also, you can use them for parties and stuff without causing any issues. So a good all-rounder speaker if you can afford the $800-900 euros that you pay for these. So yeah, we're loving those at the moment. Dave says, Phil, you're back. Normality has been restored to the DJ Galaxy. Yeah, I've had a well-earned, I think well-earned anyway, Christmas break, but I am back, and I'll be back in the studio next week for Tuesday Tips Live at full force. At the moment, we're still in our holiday home, putting off going back to Gibraltar and back to full lockdown. I'm not going to lie, I'm not looking forward to that, but hey. Alex says, I'm going to swim to Gibraltar and get my book signed and work for you guys. I can be your Chromebook and Linux expert. Alex, don't do the swimming stuff, but I will certainly always be pleased for your Chromebook and Linux advice. We were talking earlier about what resolution to stream at. Kings and Queens says 180 is dope and 720 is great too. Let's just do one or two more. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom now and get some of the more recent questions that have been asked. Nick says, I'm having a hard time coming up with ideas to start my gigs again after current restrictions will eventually be lifted. Besides streaming and radio shows, any inspirational tips? Just spend all this time networking, Nick. Try and get to know as many people as you can while you're kind of in the online world only, and that will really help you offline when gigs do come back. Ronald says, there's some hiss on your mic right now. Yeah, that's the fan going mad on my computer. That's what you get for trying to do these things on a laptop in the spare bedroom on lockdown. But hey, better than nothing, right? So Pete says, if Twitch are thinking of getting rid of DJs on their platform, why do they send me emails recommending which DJs I should watch or follow? Twitch are trying to have the best of both worlds. Twitch are pushing Mixcloud, pushing Beatport and pushing big DJs while not being licensed and getting all these takedown DMCAs from the music industry. Twitch are walking a fine line at the moment. I suspect they'll eventually become licensed, is the truth. So let's just pull one or two more of these out then before we have to disappear. Rav says, I just bought a Mevo Start camera. Good choice, Rav. You can use the audio interface from your phone, so the Mevo is 100% wireless. What small stereo audio interface do you recommend to connect my Denon set? So to connect your Denon to your phone, I would recommend you use something like the Mixbox, just to use the Mixbox 4. The Mixbox 4 is a very reliable audio interface. I'll show you a picture of it. It's called the Ever Mixbox 4. It's very reliable. It's what we use here at Digital DJ Tips, and it's in stock, which is more than you can say for a lot of audio interfaces at the moment. This is what it looks like. Plug that into your phone, and then that will stream wirelessly across to your Mevo Start camera. And if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, then on Digital DJ Tips we actually have a review of the Mevo Start camera. It's a great little way of going live without using a laptop. So here's a tip for you. On Digital DJ Tips, if you click that little search icon in the top corner, you can search for all the stuff we've got. And here we go. This is the Mevo Start live streaming camera. It's what I use for my DJ sets at the moment. In fact, you can't see that, but you will be able to now. I just did a search. This is the Mevo Start camera, and I've reviewed it. So if you want to see what I think of this camera, as I say, I'm using it at the moment for all my live streams, so I don't have to use a laptop, and I love it. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. This little camera here. So let's get our last couple of live comments here. It's been great to be back, people. Please hit those share and like buttons if you've enjoyed this wherever you are. But it's been great to be back. I've missed this, even while I've had my feet up and a box of chocolates on my lap all Christmas long. I do enjoy talking DJing with our community. Eric in Montreal says, I'm a person looking to do sets for older people like disco, soul and Motown. This music is not easy to mix because they're not intro or outro or breaks. Really, any suggestions? Yeah, just fade mix. The idea is you want to keep on the beat. So even these old Motown, old soul stuff, it's still on a beat. You can still count in fours, right? So mixing on the one beat, don't just mix in randomly. And you can do that just by cutting nice and quickly from one track to the other, keeping the energy level high. You know, you can keep tracks in the same key, in the same energy level, and mixing on the one beat, and it's going to sound great. You don't have to beat mix everything. Far from it. In fact, if you get our book, Rock the Dance Floor, which you can get for free by joining Digital DJ Tips. So let me do this live for you. Let me put that live. And instead of typing win, which is what you're going to do if you want to enter our census and the prize draw, instead of doing that, go to join. And if you go to djtips.co/join, you will become our latest member of the Digital DJ Tips community. It's free, and one of the things you get is a PDF copy of my Rock the Dance Floor book. Now, Rock the Dance Floor is available in all good bookstores. It's available on Kindle, on Apple Books, iBooks. It's available as an audio book on Audible and other services, but also as a PDF, which I'll happily give you for free for joining us. So if you go grab Rock the Dance Floor, you'll find that there are 6 ways of mixing tracks that most DJs use most of the time, and I not only talk you through them but give you a little video on each, a little click through to a video, and I think only 4 of them actually use any kind of beat mixing. So your first port of call, whatever music you want to mix, is those videos. Head over there and have a look at those. So again, to join Digital DJ Tips, go to djtips.co/join. Let's get our final question of the day. This is from Jonas, who says, talking about outdoor gigs, any advice when the temperature is below 0 Celsius? The gear that can take it. The dance club I'm resident at is considering outdoor dances due to COVID-19 restrictions. Well, Paul Oakenfold did a DJ set from Everest Base Camp, and he used Denon Prime gear. What I would say is you probably want to avoid using a laptop, because laptops in very high or very low temperatures are just another thing that can break. I would use an all-in-one piece of equipment and somehow try and warm it a bit. So whether you have I don't know, let's talk about it. How would you warm your gear up? You know, have a fire nearby, have a I don't know. It's a great question. Have a barbecue with a flat top. Light the barbecue a few hours earlier. Let it go out. Have the embers spread out. And when it's just warm, put the lid back on it and put your DJ gear on that. You know, you've got to make sure it's not too hot to touch, or it should probably damage your gear. That might work. I don't know. You know, I mean, I guess anything you're moving is unlikely to freeze. But will the buttons freeze when it's below zero? Don't know. I don't have an answer to that. The problem's going to be more your hands, I think, just seizing up. I've never DJ'd at that kind of temperature, but yeah. If anyone wants to help out on that, you can help Jonas in the YouTube comments. Daniel says, please repeat the website to hear your old mixes. I'll show you one more time where to hear the old mixes. And by the way, I just want to have a quick hello to everyone over on Mixcloud. So that would be to Roland, to Bob, to DJ Jazzy Lou, says, I got my name in, I feel lucky. To Garth, to Phil, to Illuminated Platter, that's a good name, to a brother named Sherm, and everyone else, all our Mixcloud family, Slim and Sandra, DJ Easy Ice, 4LPD from Greenville. You see, I have managed to get you live here and say hello to you guys and girls. Yeah, so if you want to know where to, in fact, I'll give you the URL again. If you want to go and listen to my mixes from days gone by and also my current ones, just head to, I'll just type it out here now quickly, and then once I've typed it, I'll put it on the screen. There you go. Head to this one here, mixcloud.com/Phil Morse, and there you will find days and days of mixes that I've done, old and new. So that's where to find me doing my DJ thing. Right, we're going to have to go now. I've got to go and have some dinner with the family, and then I'm back for all you Digital DJ Tips, Digital DJ Lab members. Digital DJ Lab, by the way, is our place where DJs who have done our courses and want to keep up to speed in the DJ world can do just that. So Digital DJ Lab, if you're interested in finding out about it, go to our DJ courses page, click Digital DJ Lab at the bottom, and it will take you to this page here that explains all about Digital DJ Lab, what it is, and how to get into it. It's basically a subscription music training, mix training, DJ training service that we run. We've got several thousand people here in this community. It's our kind of top DJ community. And as I say, it goes beyond our courses. So all our Digital DJ Lab students come to the Digital DJ Lab registration link that we've sent you and join the coaching call with me in 2 hours from now. So that's what I've got to do now. I've got to head over to prepare